Hello and welcome to another episode with Matthew. Who we have coming on the channel today is Cle Sanders. He is the Deputy Fire Chief of Fire Loss Management for the Jackson Fire Department. He also served as the Division Fire Chief of the Fire Investigation Division for the City of Jackson. He's 51, from Jackson, Mississippi, been on the Fire Department 27 years, and last 10 years in administration. Great husband, father, old school Chevy man, a part of the Who Dat Nation. Also recently honored receiving the Community Impact Award at Butterflies for Grace Shiro Gala. Let's welcome Fire Chief Sanders. How you doing, Chief?
I'm doing well. Thank you, sir.
Tell me about administration. Tell me about the fire administration and how you and the other fire chiefs come together and have these meetings.
So, being a part of the administration, it's our responsibility every day to make sure that we are providing all the resources and the direction to the entire Jackson Fire Department. So we count it a privilege and a joy to be able to collaborate throughout the day with regard to funding, with regard to policies, procedures, so we can make sure that our fire department is moving forward as one unit, being able to continue to serve the city of Jackson very professionally, and we just want to make sure that we are answering the call, not only to serve our community, but to allow our firefighters the opportunity every day to go home safe. So, we are blessed. During my tenure here, a part of the administration, we haven't had any line of duty deaths. So every day making sure that safety is paramount, is a very concern of ours. So like I say, we do that every day to make sure that everybody's going home safe.
Not to throw anything tremendously out there, but pick you as the media spokesperson. They put the right person. We like you as our media spokesperson, especially with the Jackson Fire Department. Being on the news and also just doing your own, because I seen you on other YouTube channels too.
So
we're gonna talk about that a little later.
Okay, so with the PIO responsibility, sat in that seat for about 7 years. At this time, I just really do it part-time. Chief Armin is our full-time public information officer, and
I didn't know that.
Yes, sir. So now I stand in when he's unavailable, and more so do more of the fire safety pieces. So if the news media is reaching out with regard to fire safety, then at this time, that's what I'm doing the most of. But when it comes to actually reporting on the fires that we are having or experiencing throughout the city, Chief Armin has that responsibility at this time. But, we work hand in hand to make sure that the Jackson Fire Department is represented, and we're always ready to respond when we're called upon.
All right. How you approach communicating with the public during emergency situations?
With the public, we, through the local news media, we have our fire department social media. We use Facebook, and we also use Nextdoor with the Nextdoor app. So there's information with regard to fire safety, with regard to things that the fire department have going on. We utilize social media a lot. We utilize the news media as well. So, those are the, the professional platforms that we use. And, we have a lot of community events where we're out with the community. I just attended a cops community meeting at the Grove Community Center a couple weeks ago myself. And so, we're out at different events, representing the Jackson Fire Department, hopefully giving the community the information that they need with regard to the fire department. And when it comes to fire safety is what we believe the education piece of it is what we believe that as a community, everybody is aware of staying safe with regard to fire, which we believe that overall helps minimize the risk within our community and minimize death.
Okay. That's a mouthful. And I'm pretty sure receiving that from people who not on the fire department compared to the people who on the fire department, we sometimes talk about how you present us as a spokesperson for the fire department and how you do a great job.
I appreciate that.
And I ain't been on longer than a lot of other people like Saulo, Rod, but they say great things about you because they know they probably came on with you, but you climbed up the ladder quicker than they did, obviously. And it's great for a young guy like me to come on the fire department, seeing that we have people empowered that's actually pulling the hard, fighting for us, putting it out there on the news, sometimes sending press conferences, having to, dispute about what we need as a fire department, having so many workers doing other people's jobs, like PD, having to be on scene PD, AMR, also admins, helping everybody out. And you speaking about that, letting people know that, hey, we do have a great fire department and we need the funds, we need y'all support as a community, making sure y'all just not out there just doing off the wall things, having us overwork ourselves. But I'm glad that you said all of that. So what are some initiatives to educate the community on the fire safety and prevention through the public relations efforts?
So, education, we believe, is the key. Education with regard to fire safety as a community, we believe, helps minimize the risk. We don't want any person to lose their life behind a fire that was very preventable. So the Jackson Fire Department, we actually have a division solely responsible for educating the public. Our fire safety and education team, they're made up of 5 educators, and from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, they are going out to schools, they are going out to nursing homes, they are at the local Walgreens, they're at grocery stores, they are in the community spaces with their tables set up with information about fire safety. We actually obtained a grant a couple of years ago to purchase this digital fire extinguishing training. It's called a Bullets, but it's a digital fire extinguisher training simulation aid or something like that. I can't think of the name. But this thing is so cool that a person that has never used a fire extinguisher, our educators can take this on site and teach them how to pull, aim, sweep, pull, aim, squeeze, and sweep. Teach them how to actually use a fire extinguisher. And so what we found is that people, they have fire extinguishers at their home and never used it and never had an idea on how to use it. So just having the tool available when our team is set up at a grocery store, they're giving the information about fire safety. They're talking about how to utilize a fire extinguisher. Now they're able to where the rubber meets the road, use a fire extinguisher, and it actually displays the time that it took you to extinguish this fire. So once you pull, once you aim, once you squeeze, once you sweep, and now you're trying to extinguish this fire, it'll tell you 13 seconds, 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 1 minute. We've seen where people, it just be struggling with it. But all in all, it's a good fire safety education training tool, and we found that utilizing it these last few years, our community has been has been receiving the information. And what our prayer and hope is that when they actually get in a situation or situation presents where they actually have to use it, then they'll be prepared because they were proactive to learn how. Now, when the situation comes, now they feel more confident in, trying to use it.
So when y'all do like the cafeteria when y'all do the cafeteria, space like that, and have citizens come up there so we can actually show them how to use the fire extinguisher and the technology of fire extinguishers, which you mentioned. Would y'all ever have something like that come about for the citizens, especially for the ones who have accidental fires, not the ones who out there, not the ones who actually out there setting fires like arson. So are y'all initiating that or setting that into motion for the citizens?
Yes, so within the city of Jackson, anybody who wants to experience our fire safety and education team, they're always more than welcome to call 601-960-1399. They can speak to our educators to let them know what their need is. And our educators are always flexible enough to where they will develop a program specifically for the individuals who call at that time. So if, just for example, if this is a neighborhood association, they're having a weekly or monthly meeting and they want our education team to come out, then the education team, they will go out and they will talk about fire safety, they will talk about the different needs. That is when somebody calls. Again, our educators, Dwight McKinney is the division fire chief over fire safety and education. And one of the things that he do every week is he's going out to these different places within the city, talking to the managers of the facility, saying, hey, we want to come out, we want to set up in your shop, we want to talk about fire safety, we want to give away working smoke alarms, we want to teach people about how to have a fire escape plan. And so weekly, he is proactive with going out and making connections with those different businesses. And then his team will actually go out and, do the presentations. So they are doing a good job with actually going and being proactive, finding places to set up to make sure that they get the information to the public. So, when it comes down to it, it's like I said, the Jackson Fire Department, we are very blessed because we have a department or a division that their sole responsibility is to make sure that people have a bachelor's degree in fire safety education. So, we just ask that everybody, within the city of Jackson, reach out to our team and, just continue to grow in your knowledge of fire safety.
It's great you said that. And some citizens of Jackson talk about misinformation or negative public perceptions during a crisis situation.
One misconception that I think we hear a lot is that, hey, it took the fire department 30 minutes to get to my home.
Wow.
And we know that 99.9% of the time, that is absolutely wrong. Okay, let me start here. So we do offer a 1 week Citizens Fire Academy. And with our Citizens Fire Academy, we bring our community in for a week, Monday through Friday, on the evening side, and then on Saturday afternoon, and we talk about the interworkings of the Jackson Fire Department. We actually take the citizens on tours throughout the city, and one of the places that we take them to is our communications department. And in our communications department, that's where they learn how 911 works. So when a person calls 911, there's a flow that it goes to before it makes it to the fire department. So the fire department, the Jackson Fire Department, we pride ourselves on being at any call within 3 to 5 minutes of receiving the call. Sometimes on the front end is where number one, on a person's worst day when they need a first responder, time seems like it's sitting still anyway. So if this person is calling 911 because my friend is having a medical emergency, now it seems like it's taking forever. That's number one. But from the time that the call center receives the call to the time that they dispatch the information to the fire department, when we receive it, the Jackson Fire Department, we're on scene within 3 to 5 minutes of that call. And, we pride ourselves in that. We have 21 fire stations within the city of Jackson. And within the city of Jackson, any call we believe, and not believe, but it's been proven that we're on that scene within 3 to 5 minutes of receiving the call from fire dispatch. So if that initial call came in to the end of the call where the fire department responded, it might be 12 minutes. But here again, the fire department was there within 3 to 5 minutes once we received the call. And that's one of the biggest misconceptions that we have, is that when the public say, hey, it took y'all 30 minutes or it took y'all 20 minutes. But once we have educated the public with regard to that, then they see that, hey, well, the fire department didn't take 30 minutes or the fire department didn't take 15 minutes.
To pick off that, citizens also have to understand traffic. We might run into a jam or another accident going to a medical call. They have to understand that y'all go through that time to time and maneuver between that. A lot of citizens always think that y'all should move how they move. And that don't make sense to me, because being a citizen, sometimes out there when the fire truck come behind me, it's great to move right. Let the fire truck stay in the lane he's in, y'all move right. Most citizens stay in this lane and want the fire truck to go around. You don't want the fire truck to do that. And I see that daily on road traveling, sometimes going city to city. We don't get, it's understandable that, the fire department don't own the road, but we asking for permission for the road. And I know y'all got great trucks, out. Y'all looking for more funding to get better trucks. And I do appreciate you saying that, because the citizens also need to have y'all back. So I think, quite frankly, some citizens be asking one of y'all to hit them. They think they'll get a city check for that.
Oh.
So they kind of want y'all to hit them. That's why they kind of stay in the way.
I wouldn't take that chance.
Because you ain't gonna win. I get this battle with the fire department. You ain't gonna win, because, like I said, they asked for permission on the road and you did not move over. I'm pretty sure y'all have cameras on the fire truck, and you're gonna play the clip back. I'm pretty sure they have cameras on the light poles too, to make sure they catch every footage that they can to investigate it and see what actually happened.
So I think one of the things that I know about our lieutenants and our relief driver operators, they're the ones who actually operate the fire truck when responding, and even in a non-emergency, just going to the grocery store, going to the gym, what have you. But I know that our guys pride themselves on obeying the laws with regard to first responders responding to a call. And like you stated, when we have the lights and sirens blaring, we are asking for our citizens to move to the right. We are asking them to give us space to be able to respond safely, or to help facilitate us to be able to respond safely. And I think that there are so many distractions nowadays that a lot of times when our citizens are driving, they got the radio up loud, headphones on, and they're not paying attention. And one of the things that I learned, even with obtaining my driver's license, is that you have to, as a driver, make sure that you are very aware when you're driving. So your music should be at a certain level. You shouldn't be riding around with headphones on. You should always be, looking left, right, checking your rear mirror. Awareness should be there. And I think that a lot of times that, because that is not happening, unfortunate sometimes, fire trucks and cars, passenger cars, they have accidents. And I think that it's very important that everybody understands the rules of the road and that we all share the road. But one thing I think that our citizens fail to realize, in the event of an emergency, when the fire department is responding, when the police are responding, when AMR is responding, we all are acting as first responders trying to help somebody's family, somebody's mother, somebody's child, somebody's aunt.
Cat.
And one thing that I think that if people really realize that, hey, that could be my family member. And if I'm not adhering to the rules of the road to allow these public servants the opportunity to respond safely without me hindering them, this could be my family member. And anytime we're being hindered, people have to always realize is that somebody's life is on the line, and that you as a person driving on the road should realize that, because we're not just running up and down the road, license siren, trying to go to the gym or go to the grocery store, but it's more so to respond, to help somebody on their worst day. So, I think that if we all understand it from that perspective, and let's share the road together and respect the response when first responders are responding, we can all, really
be more safe.
Be more safe.
Accidents.
That's right.
Let's call the fire department to respond too. So, climbing the ladder within the fire service. What are some awards? What are the most rewarding things you ever received just climbing the ladder in the fire service? Because a lot of people will want to know what the fire service had to offer, just besides physical and mental academics behind it. But what is the most rewarding thing you have received on the fire department?
The most rewarding thing for me is having a citizen that the Jackson Fire Department has met on their worst day, provided some type of assistance, mitigated the scene, performed CPR, and for that person to come back and say, hey, I was 3 rooms deep in a house fire. Your guys pulled me out, performed CPR, AMR took me to the hospital. I spent 2 weeks in the hospital. I'm out of the hospital now, and I just want to come back and thank you. And that is the most reward to me. That's rewarding to me, because that means that our work is not in vain. And when a citizen can come and say, hey, I just want to thank you. I had a car accident. The guys had to cut me out. One of you guys got in the car with me and talked me through and told me it's gonna be okay. I'm not gonna leave you. I won't, I'm gonna make sure that you get out of this, and we're not gonna add any more injury to, the injuries you already have. And I just came back to say thank you. That's rewarding to me. No amount of certificates or medals that I have received personally, that doesn't even measure up to somebody coming sharing their story, saying that on this worst day of mine, when it was dark, your firefighters came and they were the light that assisted me, that helped me, that brought me through when I was thinking this was going to be my last day. And so with that, to me, that's the reward that is rewarding to me.
And tell the media about, that being rewarding to you. The citizens you actually save, I see that they also bring goodies by the station. They bring a meal by the station for the fire department. What do you think about what the citizens also do for us when it comes to behind us actually saving them? They return the favor with food. They try to return the favor with inviting us to like a public event, so we all can, I guess, emerge together in fellowship, I might say. How do you view that?
So I don't have any issue with a citizen want to bring a cake or invite the firefighters to a picnic and to show their appreciation, we are a community-oriented fire department. And so with that, if that's something that the citizen wants to do, I don't have an issue with it. I just want to make sure that the citizen don't believe or thinks that he has that obligation to do it, because we work for the citizens. We're paid, by taxpayers, and this is a part of our responsibility every day, and that's to save lives and property. So if a citizen wants to show gratitude by cooking a meal or a potato pie for some firefighters that save, them on their worst day, I don't have any issue with it.
Sound like you had a sweet potato pie from a citizen.
Oh yeah. We didn't had during my time working at Station 3 on Fortification Street, we had, a few real good saves, and those individuals, after they recuperated, after they returned from the hospital, a couple of them, we actually went by their homes just to follow up to, check and make sure they were recuperating. And like I said, they wanted to show their gratitude by preparing a meal for us. And like I say, we always tell them, hey, they didn't have to do it. This is just what we do. On the side of our trucks, it said always ready. That's our motto. So when the alarm goes off, they can rest assured that the Jackson Fire Department, we're ready to respond and meet whatever emergency that there is at that time.
So picking back off the food, we do tend to eat a lot, sitting around 24 hours at the station. So the workout ethic behind it, what would you say to this, practically to the channel, that will have them to know that it's not mandatory that you stay in shape, but it
is mandatory.
Now not saying that. A lot of people on fire service from different states, different cities, still tend to have their belly in combat, not in administration, but in combat. They tend to have that belly, and it's nothing down coming for you. It's mandatory that you work out to stay in shape for the fires and stay in shape for the cause we go on. Now, how would you? Because it sounds like you're going to come in. So how would you kind of?
So again, I believe that it's mandatory. The reason why I say that, because even in recruit school, there was a chapter in recruit school that talked about the well-being of a firefighter.
Right.
So when any firefighter received their certificate as a certified firefighter, that training, that information that was taught to you in recruit school, it doesn't just go out the window. That should be applied to your career. So with that, the Jackson Fire Department, in our rules, there is a 1 hour time throughout the day that is in the rules to where you have the opportunity to go out and work out on the job to make sure that it falls in line with the well-being of a firefighter. Now, whether
and them bellies sticking out. Them bellies is sticking out. Oh, not just Jackson. Every city I've been to and seen firefighters hop out the vehicle, hop out the truck.
Yeah.
Bellies moving slow. Now, certain states, they keep it very mandatory that they stay in shape because they know the severity of the cause they go on. But in certain cities, they made it laid back and bellies start to drop over past the belt line and
the expectation here has not been lowered.
Mm-hmm.
Our expectation is that every firefighter make sure that they are fit for duty to be able to answer the call when called upon when they're on duty. So
now I've been on a scene where the citizens was, I say, applauding us for taking care of this scene real fast. And I can say a fire. We'll knock the fire real quick. That shows that we moving quick with precision. We moving like we want these city houses to be saved. So salvage and overhaul, when it happened, they can save most of their stuff in there. I've seen a few things like that. So I know certain departments are in shape, but when you see the bellies, it kind of go
Yeah.
ahead.
So just because I see a person with a belly, that doesn't mean they're not fit for duty. That's my personal opinion. I think that every person should make sure for their own health, to make sure that they are fit for duty, because we have so many across the world firefighters who die from heart attack.
Mm.
And so with that, I think every firefighter should take a personal interest in their own health to ensure that they're able to live as long as they need to live. Because unfortunately, which we do know that we have guys. I haven't seen it here in our department,
Right.
but in the fire service as a whole, we have firefighters who die, responding to calls. We have firefighters who die when they're on the call, and only to come to find out they didn't die from a roof collapse. They didn't die from falling off the truck. They died from having a heart attack. So with that is my personal thought that we should make sure that we are taking care of our personal health, getting our annual checkups,
All right.
making sure that we are eating appropriately, making sure that we are working out. And last year, we've started here at Central Fire Station in the basement. We are renovating a space that was the old fire marshal's office, and we are renovating this space to be a health and mental health and wellness space. And so with that piece, we have some chaplains on board. We have a couple of dietitians who are on board, to where once we complete the area, that'll be a place where our chaplains, our mental health people, they can come, and our firefighters will be able to come and talk to them, here at Central Fire Station. So we're gonna encourage healthiness.
I agree. Now, 24 hours is equivalent to like sitting at the desk too. So how is your diet? Being in administration, sitting around doing like paperwork, I would have to take care of administration things. So how is your diet when it comes down to not being a comeback and not responding to calls that will deplete your energy?
Yeah.
You don't have to refuel it that quick, but sitting at the desk, how is your diet?
Yeah. So my diet is, I would say it's probably about 85% good.
Mm-hmm.
I get up every morning at 4. I do my personal reading, and then I'm out at the gym somewhere between 5:45 and 6 a.m. Monday through Friday. Working out, getting me a good hour and a half of strength training and cardio in. And so when I do make it to work throughout the day, well, I'm probably gonna drink like a protein shake for breakfast, and then even like today, I had a salad for lunch, and then I'll probably eat some fruit or something later on.
Really healthy.
Trying. I actually about 10 years ago, right before I came over into the administration, and I was weighing about almost 240, and that was just eating, wasn't really focused on. I was working out. Well, like I said, I was working out. I'm just eating the wrong things. But for as being able to do the job, I didn't have no issues with doing the job. But I realized within myself that if I didn't do something then, what it could potentially lead to. Mm-hmm. So I went from 236, and like right now I'm weighing about 180. And that's because I changed my diet, because me personally, now I'm 51, I just want to make sure that I could give God something to work with. And I don't, how a lot of times people say, I want a miracle. I need a miracle. But if I do the necessary things that I need to do, maybe I won't need a miracle. So, but I'll be grateful for God if I need a miracle to give me one. But when it
God
comes,
will do his part.
yeah,
You just need to do your part.
that's right. So what I try to do is make sure I eat right, drink a lot of water, staying away from the sodas and sweets are my weakness, but I try to limit the intake of sugar.
What about meat?
Well, I don't really mess with meat. I eat like fish, and I haven't been eating like pork or chicken, beef for about 3.5 years now. And that was not something that I sought out to do, but a friend of mine challenged me to stop doing it for 30 days. And once I stopped doing it for 30 days, 30 days turned into about 3 years now. And so I do eat seafood, but for as beef, pork, chicken, I don't mess with.
Now, would that be something that we can implement, or the fire department can implement? Because a lot of people in their houses don't implement it. Y'all implement on the fire department day. There's a difference between pescatarian and meat consumers, meat eaters. Big difference. Because pescatarian is just fish, salmon. Those are the healthy proteins that you can actually eat, and they don't have a lot of hormones in it. When you have beef, pork, and chicken, there's a lot of hormones in it, and you get big and wonder why you can't drop the weight. And you work out and go back and eat the same food you ate before you worked out. It's to defeat the purpose of working out. So that's it. And we made it to the end of the channel. There's nothing left to do but to thank you for coming on the channel. And you can tell the people what the city of Jackson have coming.
What we have coming.
What you have coming.
So, first of all, I appreciate you for the opportunity to even sit down and talk with you. I appreciate you even reaching out, seeing something within me to even want to interview me. So, appreciate that. The Jackson Fire Department, I mean, we're here 24/7, 365 days a week. We're here to serve the city of Jackson community. Like I said, we have a awesome fire safety and education team that is here every day, wanting to educate our public with regards to fire safety. Later on, we are expecting to have a recruit class, in the next couple months. And, for more information, more than welcome to call our fire safety team, because we do have like our Kids Academy coming up this summer. We do have our Citizens Fire Academy, and that information and those dates are available through our fire safety and education team. But the Jackson Fire Department, I mean, we're here. We're here to assist. We're here to educate and respond, to all emergencies. I hope that answered your question.
It did.
Oh, okay.
Y'all heard it from Chief Sanders himself. To all who are tuned in, like, comment, subscribe, share.